Everybody, tonight on News Center Now, 4 people are dead, including the gunman in a homicide in Madison.
Plus, last night, some fireworks all across our state. Obviously, it worked out really badly for one family. We'll tell you about that and how to protect yourself.
And what the state is doing to reduce lead affecting children.
This is News Center Now.
Very unnerving. I didn't know much about it until I come by here. I didn't know anything about it. It's crazy.
A triple homicide in Maine leaves a small town reeling as police try to piece together what exactly happened. Hello, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Chris Costa in for Amanda Hill. 3 people are dead and a 4th was injured, according to police. The shootings happened this morning in Madison, which is in central Maine. Officials say sheriff's deputies tracked down the gunman and eventually shot and killed him.
News Center Samantha York is live in Madison, where a public safety spokesperson just met the media about the latest on this investigation. Sam, what do we know so far?
Hi, good evening, Lee and Chris. Yeah, I'm here on Russell Road right now, which is where those shootings took place. This is what we just found out. The gunman was 51-year-old Carol Tuttle Jr., and he shot and killed his wife, 52-year-old Lori Hayden, and his son, 25-year-old Dustin Tuttle. He then went on to shoot his neighbor, 57-year-old Michael Spalding. He wounded another man. His name was Harvey Austin, who he's currently undergoing surgery at Eastern Maine Medical Center right now. So a very chaotic morning here on Russell Road, not the morning that neighbors and the community expected to wake up to.
I think it's a tragedy that things happen that way.
Carolyn Woodman was in her home on Russell Road when she heard the commotion Wednesday morning.
Police, state troopers, ambulance.
They were responding to reports of a gunman who had shot and killed 3 people and wounded another along different portions of the road.
Well, you don't know what's going on. You don't know if they're in the woods hiding.
Police were able to confront the man nearby.
And he was shot and killed. There were a number of different scenes.
It's a shame. I don't know what to say.
Drivers use this road often to cut across town. When they were stopped, they weren't expecting why.
It's shocking. I mean, this is a small town, you know, for this to be happening. I know it's getting closer and closer.
Really saddened by this, and I can't believe it.
Many wondering how something as explosive as this could happen in their quiet town.
But what's this world coming to? You know, really, I can't believe what goes on in this world today. And I think back in the past, and I've never. This isn't the way things used to be. You know, it's just crazy.
Now, Russell Road is expected to be closed probably for a good chunk of the rest of the evening as they continue to investigate, and we'll have more details coming up tonight on News Center.
Hey, Sam, yeah, Lori Hayden and her son were victims of domestic violence, according to police, but one other man was killed and another woman was wounded. Any idea why they were allegedly attacked?
No, right now police aren't sure why either of the 2 men were involved. We do know that Austin was married to somebody that was related to Lori, but other than that, they're still trying to put those pieces together. They're hoping to get those soon.
All right, Sam, thanks so much. We'll have more on those shootings coming up tonight on News Center at 5:30 and 6. This is a developing story. Stay tuned into all the updates, even when we are off the air, on our website, mobile app, and Facebook page.
All right, much brighter news is outside. Another gorgeous day, and you know, when you think of beauty, you think Keith Carson. That's what comes to, you know.
You think it's medium suits and a vest, a vest that is barely hanging on by this one bottom button. Yeah, beautiful day out there. Again, we're on quite a roll. Temperatures in the mid-70s, upper 70s along the coastline, 80 inland. We do have a sea breeze that's developed, so temperatures will drop pretty quick. South in Portland, south in Rockland, southwest in Bar Harbor, so some of the cooler air is being pushed on shore, and tonight you'll feel that as we drop into the 50s. Nice and clear out there though today, as I mentioned, obviously on a great roll weather-wise. Today, a totally clear day, just a few high thin clouds coming into the mountains now. Overnight tonight will be comfortable enough. The dew points are low, so temperatures will drop. Tomorrow there'll be a little disturbance that'll be coming through the mountains, so that'll give us a chance for an isolated shower in the higher terrain and into the foothills by tomorrow afternoon. You'll notice, though, along the coastline stays partly cloudy. There will be some fog over down East Maine, but most of us stay dry and temperatures pop into the mid and upper 70s. And then our actual first rainy day of the work week, or vacation week for a lot of people, comes in on Friday. Guys, we'll talk about that and the upcoming weekend in just a minute.
All right, Keith, thanks so much. Not everybody enjoyed last night's fireworks shows. These horses in Enfield were obviously disturbed by the loud noises and bright light. Corey Kelly Doan posted this video to our Facebook page. Yesterday, we talked about ways to protect your cats and dogs from the loud noises, but keeping barnyard animals comfortable is a different story.
Yeah, not everybody discarded fireworks set this home on fire in Scarborough, according to fire officials. They say that the fireworks were still hot when they were thrown away. The fire ignited and spread to the side of the home and the roof. Crews say that there were no injuries. The fire was under control within an hour. Now, earlier today, I spoke with Scarborough's fire inspector, James Butler, to chat about how to stay safe if you're going to be using fireworks.
The safest way to enjoy fireworks is actually going to a professional show and going and seeing the licensed pyrotechnic technicians ignite the shows from safe distances and not lighting them yourselves. But in some towns and cities in the state, it is legal to use them on specific dates throughout the year. So there are some tips that we're hoping to share with you guys of how to safely use them and dispose of the fireworks.
So with the family and what happened last night, I mean, it seems like they did, at least in their minds, everything you could possibly properly do to avoid any kind of a catastrophe, and yet it didn't work out.
No, the incident last night on Lillian Way in Scarborough, the people were using them legally. They were igniting them. They were following all the rules. The problem they ran into was how they disposed of the fireworks, and they bagged them up and ended up setting them near their house, which was combustible, and the fire started on the exterior of the structure and found its way into the house.
Okay, so we're going to do something now with a sparkler, which is about the lowest you can get with a firework, and even that can be seriously powerful. So let's just take a look at how.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have some just generic sparklers that you can buy at a lot of just convenience stores here. The most important things on this is reading the manufacturer's specifications. So with this brand, it talks about this is not a toy and not suitable for or recommended for children 12 years of age or under. And it also talks about that if children are using them, that it should have close adult supervision. So it's always important to read the box of what you're using for a product. And it also talks about lighting one sparkler at a time, and then after you're done using it, placing that sparkler into a bucket of water, to cool it down. Through our research, NFPA states that most sparklers burn at the core temperature of about 1200 degrees, so which is super hot. In our demonstration here, Captain Quinn's going to have a fire glove on just to be safe, and we're going to ignite this and kind of see what we can get for reading on our temperature gauges here.
All
so,
right.
All set. So the sparkler is going off. We have a few heat guns going. These embers coming off aren't what's going to injure you. It's where it's burning on the sparkler itself and igniting and oxidizing is super hot, upwards of 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. So the firework is completely done. Then from here, a lot of people tend to throw these on the ground, which isn't good if people are walking around barefoot or if there's some dry grass or leaves near there. So once we're done with the sparkler, the proper technique is to put it into a bucket of water to dispose of it, and that will ensure that it's cool and that no fire will spread from that bucket.
Now, if you're thinking about setting off your own fireworks, it is strongly recommended that you visit the Maine State Fire Marshal's webpage for a complete list of do's and don'ts so that you can stay safe. Chris?
All right, Lee, thanks so much. Maine is taking steps to protect more children from lead poisoning. A new federal rule implemented in September of 2016 is aimed at preventing children from lead exposure. The state CDC increased the standard by lowering the level for toxic levels of lead. That means more than twice the number of homes qualify for inspection. The federal guideline was based on a 2012 recommendation by the CDC. Lewiston will have $3.4 million in federal funding for lead abatement, according to city officials. They say it will likely cover about 225 units. Now, according to the Maine CDC, buildings that are built before 1950 are likely to contain lead paint, and half of all children poisoned by lead in Maine live in rental housing. Lead dust is the most common way children get lead into their bodies. Lead dust from paint happens in 3 ways: lack of maintenance, normal wear and tear, or scraping and sanding lead paint. Lead can cause a number of issues: learning disabilities, behavioral problems, hearing damage. language or speech delays, and lower intelligence. You can see if you are eligible for a free lead dust test from the state on the Maine CDC website. Lee?
All right, Coco, here we go. Still to come on now.
If he got tired of a video, he'd move his hand up and swipe. If I turned the phone away, he'd stretch it out.
Turns out humans might not be the only species with a smartphone addiction. Meet the gorilla going viral. And that text message about your savings account might not really be from your bank. Learn about the new smishing schemes after the break.
Coming up tonight on 207, this is something that's fun, riding bikes in the mountains of Maine. We'll take you to Sunday River, where it might be even more fun because some of the bikes have motors that will propel you uphill. And Down East Magazine's Best of Maine, all tonight on 207.
Hey everybody, I'm Katie Ortiz with your social stop. A touching moment between a gorilla and a zoo visitor in Louisville, Kentucky is capturing hearts all over the internet and apparently bringing awareness to the species. Let's take a look. This is Jaylani at the Louisville Zoo sitting with Lindsay Costello, who is showing the gorilla videos of other gorillas in her phone. Lindsay's friend snapped the picture, which went viral, but she says what the picture doesn't show is Jaylani's true talents. Jaylani apparently would move his hand up and swipe if he got tired of a video. Lindsay says if she moved the phone away, he'd stretch his arm out. This was all going on for 20 minutes.
People to get how much of an intellectual these animals are and how compassionate and caring they truly are. That they're not just wild, crazy animals in captivity. No, they actually have a heart.
He kind of grew up looking at pictures and hanging out with people, and that just makes him a wonderful ambassador for gorillas.
Super cute story there, and I'm actually happy to see a positive story this time when it comes to gorillas, since you know there's been a lot of negative press in the past with gorillas.
So
but
you think maybe he's like texting his friends or something, or
it's
like,
possible.
hey, you want to come over for a banana?
I'm seeing like a Finding Dory situation where they're talking to people like elsewhere in the zoo. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe on Wallaby Way.
Maybe on Wallaby Way.
All right. If you saw Nemo, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you're totally confused. All right, so we hear about phone scams all the time, right? But now scammers are trying to get your personal information by sending you a text message. This is called smishing, similar to phishing, but different than Keith's mediums. Now, scams, these are where criminals try to get your personal information by telling you that there is a problem with one of your accounts, often a bank account.
Now, the text message usually prompts the person who gets it to click on a link which will redirect them to another website. Technology experts say if you do get a message like this, do not click on a link and delete the message. If you think there may be a legitimate problem with one of your accounts, you should contact the company directly. When we come back,
my mom and my mother-in-law have known each other for 20 years, but never at this level. It all works out.
Cue the Golden Girls theme song. Coming up, we will meet 3 women in their prime who decided to become roommates later in life.
And it's been a gorgeous few days. Can we expect more of the same? KC coming back.
A Portland historical landmark is getting an update. The City Parks and Recreation Department says Fort Gorges will not be accessible tomorrow and Friday as they make safety upgrades. The work on the fort is being funded by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Friends of Fort Gorges say they hope the updates will make the fort more accessible. And you can be part of the conversation because they're asking for your suggestions. If you want something added or fixed at Fort Gorges, comment on our Facebook live stream now.
Hey, a party isn't a party until the police are called for noise. But at these pre-4th of July festivities in Western North Carolina, they don't block the party, they join the party.
Now this video is going viral today. It shows the officers hopping on for rides down a homemade slip and slide in Asheville on Sunday. Officers Carrie Lee and Joe Jones slip into a garbage bag, even a raft, to cool off and break the ice with the children who thought it was game over when the police arrived, when really it was game on.
You guys loved this story and had a lot to say about the video. Donna says this is awesome and the water slide is a very cool idea.
Someone else says this is an excellent way for people and especially children to see police officers as human beings. Beth says Winthrop's Main Street would be perfect for this. You may want to check with your local authorities first, though, before setting up something like this.
If you call the police on a 4th of July party, it's got to be pretty bad, right? I mean, like, it's kind of one of those days. There's 2 or 3 of them a year where you pretty much, New Year's being another one.
Yeah.
It's a high threshold.
And a lot of times police are told to use their judgment in situations. Right, yep.
Too much.
And sounds like they used judgment.
Good
I'm not sure what their chief thought, but it
looked
like
fun
fun
to me.
Yeah, it did. Gorgeous week here, guys. Obviously, a lot of people take this week off, and they are duly rewarded. Every once in a while, it works out the way that they pictured it. Beautiful day today, 77 right now in Portland, 74 in Rockland, 75 in Bar Harbor. If you look inland, you can see temperatures there are squarely into the 80s. 80 in Lewiston, 80 in Augusta. The reason it's a little cooler along the coastline is because you have that sea breeze front that is pushed on shore. You don't always get to see these sea breezes on the radar, but you can see it right now moving through Sebago and Lewiston. It's being picked up by the radar because it's refracting some of the radar beams and basically confusing the radar into thinking it's precipitation. It happens every once in a while. It's cool when it does. Look at this air mass. This is probably the best part of the weather we've had. You know, the sun obviously a big part, but the dew points sitting at 50 or so is extremely dry for this time of the year, so no one complaining about the humidity problem. Visible satellite picture is clean all the way across the state into New Hampshire. One of the most cloudless days you'll see this time of the year, and you can see just a few high, thin cirrus clouds across parts of New Hampshire and into Maine. All right, looking ahead, they didn't want to see my vest. They were just trying to keep me out of that as long as possible. As we look ahead, a little disturbance will come through tomorrow. A couple of showers, and maybe a rumble of thunder in the mountains and the foothills particularly. Then as we head into Friday, that's the rainiest day by far of this week as we get a coastal low here. So the rain will be right along the coastline, and then inland locations will see a scattered shower or thunderstorm from a cold front. That front passes through on Friday night, and then Saturday we start with sun and see a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. But overall, the weekend is looking pretty good. Hour by hour forecast through tonight is clear. Here we are tomorrow morning. A couple of showers and storms start popping up tomorrow afternoon in the mountains. Here we are Friday with that coastal low. You can see that rain, particularly right along the coastline through the mid-coast into down east. And then by Friday night, that front clears through. Start to the day with sunshine on Saturday, end up with some showers and storms on Saturday afternoon. But as far as chances of precipitation, Friday is the day, and then a 50-50 shot on Saturday. I hate putting that because it sounds like you don't really know what's going on, but that's basically how it breaks down. About half of the state will see a shower, the other half will not. And then Sunday looks dry, Monday looks good as well, and Tuesday 20% chance of showers before they return on Wednesday at 60%. So our nice stretch of weather continues, and the temperatures stay pretty much average right through. What I don't see any of, guys, and I've said this, Lee, I guess I feel like for the last week or two, nothing in the 90s. We're really playing right between our seasonal averages, which doesn't happen often in Maine, as you know. You know, between 70 and say 83 is kind of we've been hanging out, and we'll continue to do that through next week.
Now,
So
you mocked me when I suggested this, but I will throw it out there again.
yeah.
Maine Diego.
Well, now
Come
if it
on,
keeps,
we're living right, you know,
I
right
like
in
the
the average.
enthusiasm
You
for
know,
it. I just don't think it's going to stick.
all right.
That's all.
I just want you to support my
I do.
ideas. I
I'm
support
behind
your
it. Just
ideas.
Enjoy it while it
It's a
lasts.
referendum, but it's been
Let's put it to a vote.
It's been vetoed.
Oh,
right.
shocker. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Keith. All right, many people live with their friends when they're in their 20s, but what about in their 90s, Lee?
You asking me if you want to live with me when we're in our 90s?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking? If
you
we
live
can
with
live
your
together
friends.
when we're in our 90s?
Yeah.
Okay. Watch it. This is his last day. One family says Golden Girls house makes it so much easier to care for their older relatives. Haley Pilot has more.
They call us Cha-Cha Girls. Here are Cha-Cha Girls. Let's play Cha-Cha.
The Cha-Cha Girls, all related to Gilda Dennis and all living under one roof.
Out of necessity for everyone, we needed an easier way to care for them. They needed care.
Now Dennis lives just 2 houses down from her mother Gilda, Aunt Gisela, and mother-in-law Cindy.
And we pooled their resources, purchased the house. And so they all now live here together.
Dennis has another job, but caretaking has become her priority.
We provide the mechanics of their day-to-day life.
Like regulating their medication, handling bills, and bringing dinners over. As for the fun, that's where Sophia comes in.
And we go to Friendship Center to have a good time.
Where they socialize and dance.
We have so many friends there, and we just have a great time.
On the way there, they sing.
Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be.
That whatever will be mentality works for this family.
They help each other. Whereas one has a strength in one area, it makes up for a weakness in another person's area, and they all look out for each other.
Companionship does more than you'd think.
My mom and my mother-in-law have known each other for 20 years, but never at this level. It all works out.
For Dennis and her family, too.
It's been a blessing for me, for my husband, for my daughter, who's 14, who has 3 grandmothers living 2 doors down.
We used to dance a lot when we were.
Okay, if I have that much energy when I'm in my 90s, which is clearly not very far away according to you, that would be awesome. How great are they?
Really, really,
that
really
is
cool.
So great.
And that sounds like fun.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you'd have to have everybody.
You'd be stuck with me for a little bit. But.
So, which is less fun, but still potential for fun.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead.
All right. Brain drops when we come back.
All right, if you guys were watching yesterday, then you know that we had a small grill malfunction. I was trying to anchor the news and cook dinner for everybody at the same time, but we had a small fire. So don't worry, nobody was injured in the making of this cooking segment. And the burgers actually turned out pretty good, but nobody complained about the free food either. So just happy to get that done.
Then there were plenty of you who had something to say about it. Chuck says, Lee, we love you, but you need some grilling lessons. But Chuck also appears to be a Steelers fan, so you gotta take that with a grain of salt.
That is a major veto there. Kathy asks if everybody likes their burgers a little extra crispy, because that was the only thing on the menu yesterday.
And then there's Donald who says, see what happens when Amanda is on vacation.
Yeah, that's probably the truest comment of it all.
It's happening again right now.
She has let the inmates run the asylum for about 9 days
At least you were kind of safe about when you reached over, though.
I mean,
You
it
know?
scared me because
You don't want to get caught on fire.
I didn't know that the thing was going to implode on me there,
No.
so I saved the building, saved all the employees, and I expect a medal of accommodation.
In fact, the last time we had a fire alarm go off, it was because Chris Costa burned popcorn.
That is true.
So
that is true. Ruthless. And that is fantastic.
All right, raindrops. We only have a short period of time.
Appreciate it.
Let's talk quickly about the tornado outbreak on Saturday. And I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you saw this stat, I'm sure you did. 7 tornado warnings issued on Saturday. That was the most they've had in a day, the most they've had in a year. I went out in Stormy in pursuit of it, and I got a lot of people asking me if that's safe to do. The answer is, if you're not a meteorologist, it is not a good idea to do that. But since I went to school for it, all good. We went out. I was about 10 minutes behind that tornado in Bridgeton, and it killed me.
But luckily,
traffic on
it didn't.
302.
So
Yes,
there's that.
that's true.
Yeah, I'd have been all right. Yeah.
News Center at 5:30. Starts right now.